So yesterday you watched my second day back at work, and it was an emotional one, and the baby wasn't even leaving the house at this point. My husband and I are both teachers. I am a fifth grade teacher by profession, and he teaches middle school music. So I was scheduled to return to work, at the end of our winter break, and my husband was still on his winter break, which means that he had 2 days in which he was able to stay with the baby while I transitioned back to work, which I felt was helpful because it was like me getting my feet wet, but it was still super amazing super emotional, not amazing. It was super emotional, as you saw in the video. And if you didn't already watch the video, go back and check this out. This is a series that I'm releasing this week. It'll be a new video every day. So I have a folder created here on the channel for you to watch those videos in succession. So the baby wasn't even leaving the house at this point. So today you're going to watch my vlog from the 4th and 5th days back to work, which means it was the baby's second and third day and an in-home childcare provider, which we decided to go with at that time. So that's what you're going to see today. So here it is. That's all I'm going to say is here it is. It's all raw, unedited footage. And I said that's how I'm going to release this content, is just unedited. It's a part of my journey and my return back to work. And I'm just thankful that you're being a part of it. And yeah.
So it's my 4th day back at work, and I'm still not any more excited than I was before. Like, I really just want to be home with my baby.
I want to say this because I feel like people try to make you feel like it's normal for women to return to work when they just had a baby. And I think when your my baby was 2 days shy, a week shy of being 3 months old, that's just having a baby. So I feel like people try to make you feel like returning to work is normal. It is the norm in the United States of America for women to return to work 6 to 8 weeks after having a baby. But I do not feel that it's normal. I don't feel it's normal. While it is the norm, that means people are accustomed to seeing women do this. I don't feel it is normal because it's like your hormones are still adjusting, your body's still healing from giving birth. In most cases, our bodies are the sole nourishment for our babies, and here we are, thrusting ourselves back into the workforce. And while I know it's the norm in the United States, I just don't feel that it's normal. And I feel like I'm gonna get emotional thinking about it because it's something that I didn't want to do, and I did it anyway because I had to, and many other women do the same thing, because we just are used to, I don't want to say rolling with the punches. We're just used to stepping up and doing what it takes to be there in whatever capacity we need to be there for every component of our families. But while I do know that it is the norm in our country for women to return to work, it's not normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. There's so many things that women are going through after giving birth. It's just not normal. And if you're watching this and you can say you disagree, then we can agree to disagree on that.
Today when I dropped her off, she was sleeping, so I just cuddled her and put her in a bassinet. So I am still not settled back into the classroom because I just wanted to look and feel and be clean the way I wanted to, and it's just not quite there yet. So I'm gonna hop right into it and do it, and just keep myself busy to keep from crying because yesterday I cried a lot. So I'm gonna start getting my classroom together before the students come in, use what time I do have to get some things done, and this is like the only time, which is in the morning once I get here, because during my lunch And during my prep, I'm either going to feed the baby or I'm pumping milk. As of right now, I haven't gotten any additional time outside of my scheduled breaks to pump milk. So, yeah, let me get busy. So look here, I think there should be a nursing mother's parking spot at work. Especially if you have to park far away from the building, when you have to leave twice and be back by an exact time. Oh yeah, I'm so tired.
I am going to put the federal laws for nursing mamas or moms who are pumping milk in the description box, because I think it's important that you know that there are federal laws that your employer has to abide by when you return to work and you're still breastfeeding or pumping milk for baby. So it's important that you know the law and that you politely ask for them to follow the law. So I'm going to put that in the description for you.
I'm parking in the visitor parking spot. I think I have good reason to, especially if I'm not being given the additional time. I'm parking in the visitor's parking spot. End of the vlog.
So as a husband-wife team, we thought that we were doing everything right. We decided to go with a licensed in-home childcare provider. We took recommendations from someone we trusted at our church, and this childcare provider was licensed to care for children in her home by our county. So in our county, we have a program where they will license providers to have in-home daycare centers. So that's pretty typical in most counties. I actually went through the training myself at one point to be able to do the same thing. So I felt like I was doing the right thing. The good thing that I felt was that my baby would be literally 2 minutes down the road from my job. So that meant that on all of my scheduled breaks, I was there in that home, nursing my baby, cuddling my baby, and just checking things out. So that was what I thought was one of the benefits of having an in-home provider that was literally 2 minutes down the street from my job. So as you saw, I would take my drop the baby off in the morning, and then I would go back on my lunch break and race back to pick up. If you're a teacher, if you have any experience with the educational system, you know you have to be back at the exact time to pick those kids up or they're looking for you. So racing back, rushing out, leaving the baby, racing back to get my students during my lunch, and then I would do the same thing during what they call a prep period. So while my students were at a special class, I would race back down the street and nurse and cuddle my baby and just check things out. So I had a view of inside the home of where my baby was going on a daily basis, more than a typical mom would. So I felt like that was one of the things that I thought that I was doing right by having her right down the street, so that way I would be able to nurse her and be able to cuddle her and check on her and just provide for her, on little tidbits throughout the day.
Mr. Alligator, quiet as can be, and snatched a monkey right out of the tree.
One little monkey swinging from a tree, and Mr. Alligator
can't catch me. Along came Mr. Alligator, quiet as can be, and
snatched a monkey right out of that tree. Miss me, now you gotta kiss me.
You like that song, Lily Jean? So I really know all of these songs, because not only did I used to teach preschool for many years, but I also used to play this same CD every day, driving Ailani to and from her babysitters when she was little. not this little, but just a few months older. So this is how Ailani learned her letter sounds, how to count, in addition to us teaching her. But this played a big role of her in her learning, just listening to this music in a car since she was a baby. And Ailani never cried in a car, and so far Lily Jean has not cried a single time in a car on our rides. So get you some Dr. Jean, and get you some Jack Hartman and play it instead of your regular radio stations. You'll be listening to the songs when the babies sleep because you just love them too. Maybe you don't love them. Maybe I'm just weird. Weird means different, so that's okay.
Now, if you're interested in these silly songs that I like to sing, admittedly, and also the songs that I use for my 12-year-old who's now a middle schooler reading at 11th grade level, if you're interested in these songs, I put the links in the description box for you. If you're like still into CDs, like old-fashioned like me, then you can check the description box and find some links there to check out the music that you're hearing in this particular video or vlog.
Sitting in a rocker, eating a cracker,
Watching the clock go
tick tock, banana rock,
tick tock, banana rock. A, B,
C, D, E, F, G.
wash those spots right off of me.
Oosha mama, oosha mama, oosha mama, please. Oh, snap, this was skipping. Oh, this used to be my joint. If you're a mom of a toddler, get you some Tootie Top.
A tootie top, a tootie top top.
Kids love the Tootie Top. Thumbs up.
Elbows back. A tootie top, a tootie top, a tootie top top.
Sadly, like, this is the only happy footage that I have. Because, like, throughout the week, like I just told you, I had an inside view into this in-home provider's childcare facility, her house, that a normal mom wouldn't, because I would be at her house at drop-off time, my lunch period, then my prep period, and then pickup time. So that's 4 times I would be in her home to check on the baby, to nurse the baby, which a normal, typical working mom does not have 4 opportunities where they're in the childcare facility or in their provider's home. So I had that opportunity, and just by the 5th day, 6th day, I started to just observe certain things that just didn't sit well with me. And just like talking to people I trusted and my group chats, and talking to my husband, and they're like, Sherrie, just give it a week and see how you feel about it. Just really thinking that I was struggling with returning to work, which I legitimately was. But on the 7th day of me being back to work, my literal worst nightmare actualized. I'm just going to ask that you stay in the series with me, and that after you watch the series, that you heed my call to action, and that you don't take this as like me trying to scare a mom, into going back to work, but you actually just heed the call to action. And if you don't feel comfortable heeding the call to action, I get it. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. I'm done talking.